One of the other things that was bugging me with this 110 when I took it for a road trip last weekend was the brakes were starting to squeal at the back. Not a lot, just a wee bit. And not like some of them. As soon as you touch them, they really screech like a banshee. But this was just like an annoying squeak. Just as you put your foot on the brake, it screeched, and then as soon as you put more pressure on, it went away, so it isn't much. So I thought to myself, well, I always fit Ferodo pads, and they were never a problem with noise. Mintex were terrible, they were awful. And of course I know you lot have had the same sort of problem. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to lift this up in the air and have a look at the brakes and see what's wrong or what we can do. But I also thought I'll put some of these shims in here. Now these are the Land Rover shims, only available with genuine Land Rover pads. Now genuine Land Rover pads are around about 60 quid. They're kind of expensive. So what I'm going to do, I've scanned this item here. I'll put it in the scanner, and I've just asked James to see if, and I'll put some dimensions on a piece of paper to see if James can do a drawing of this or something so you can copy them, because they're really easy to make. They're only made out of 0.5mm steel. In fact, so much so, you know how it is, eh? I thought I had a set and I only had 3. So I knocked one up in a few minutes with a pair of tin snips and a little die grinder or a Dremel or whatever you want to do, and just went round the outside, because you can actually use the old pad as template. The only crucial part about it is, I'll use a better one. The only crucial part about it is the hole. And you see these holes here, well, these are round, they're not slotted, so there must be, I don't know, are they tight, are they tight on the pin? I don't know. The idea is that to stop that resonance and frequency between the piston and the pad. I don't know, we'll see if these work. But you see, what I was going to say was, on the back of the pads anyway, usually they have an anti-squeal shim. And of course, it's very important which way you put the pads in, because you can see here, there's a chamfer. And the chamfer goes at the bottom, so when you rotate it, if your disc is rotating like this, this goes at the bottom, not at the top. And also, these shims here, this is the way they go in. So there's, oh, that's my shim, isn't it? Looks rubbish, isn't it? But they go in like that, against the chamfer at the bottom. Can you say that? They're going against the chamfer at the bottom. So these are actually doing exactly the same thing. But I can't remember what the Ferodo ones were like. Now, I did a few experiments to try and find some tin so you could do it, and I actually cut open a tin of brake cleaner, but it's too thin. But it's interesting to see how a can works, isn't it? Look, there's nothing really fancy in it. But anyway, that's that. So what I'm going to do, like I say, I'm going to jack up the car, have a look underneath, and see what's going on, why they're squeaking. It might be that, you know, I did these brakes last year. I might not have put enough lubrication between the pad and the piston. They say that's quite important, and I might not have put enough in. Who knows? I don't know. But it is a perennial problem with 110s and 130s, screeching brakes. You know, I mean, and these are, I think these are they new rotors? I can't remember, we'll find out. I can't, you know, I get so many things through here, half the time I can't remember what I've done. But we'll have a look, we'll get it up in the air and let's have a look. So here we are at the rear brake. I did put new rotors on, oh, discs. Looking to be okay, a little bit of rust around there. I've got a little bit of thin zinc paint on there, so I should really touch it up again. But I thought I would just have a look at it, take it to bits and see what's going on here. I like to put the pins from the back rather than the front, because they're a lot easier to get at, if you see what I mean. You know, if you put them at the back, they're sometimes a bit of a pain. And I also like to use these little R-clips rather than the split pins. So let's pull the pins out and see what's going on here. I don't think it's much, but it's annoying. Right, that's him on the floor. Oh, dear me. I have to show my age now, I'm not as bendy as I used to be. I'm bent. Right, let's see if we can get these parts out. We'll just try and expand the pistons a bit. There we go. Do you want to come out? There we go. This just seems to be the right size tool to open them. Damn gravity. Well, you can see where I greased the back of the pad with that aluminium paste, but you can see how the piston is eaten into this squeal shim already. That's interesting, isn't it? Maybe that's its problem. Let's have a look at the other side. I'll put that on there so that can fall on the floor easier. Yeah, they're a bit of a bugger to get out. Yep. They've gone all the way through them. In fact, they're totally ineffective. And they are in the right way around, because there's a chamfer at the bottom. Interesting, very interesting. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I read somewhere that instead of using this type of anti-seize, was to use brake grease, you know, the red brake grease. Well, we've got nothing to lose, have we? I'm going to clean these off and we'll try it. Well, this is most interesting. I hope you can see in the light there, the reflection, that those anti-squeal shims are not doing anything at all. No. They've pushed all the way through. Same at the other side, look. See? Now, these have only done 250 kilometres. I'm really disappointed. That does nothing. So my conundrum now is, should I take this off? Will it come off? Oh, yeah. Should I take that off? Because it does now, does it? Look, rubbish in it. And I'm going to put my shims on, because that does absolutely sod all. Yeah. Let's try it. We've got nothing to lose, because the only other solution is to buy a set of Land Rover dip pads, and I'm putting an order through with LR Direct at the moment, sod Britpart for the moment, but so I'm just holding back until I find out these are okay, then I can put them in with my order, if you see what I mean. Let me take these off. Well, that didn't take much getting off. I just warmed up with a blowtorch and they just peeled off. Obviously they're not doing anything at all. So we're going to get some red brake grease this time. You know this castor oil. I'm going to put some out on the back of the pads. It was recommended. I don't know who recommended it. You know what you like when you're reading things on the internet. Like Abraham Lincoln said, never believe everything you read on the internet. So we'll give that a smear. We're going to put it chamfer side here into the housing. And while I've got grease on my fingers, I'm going to do the other side. Now I can drive it, because I'm going on a test drive with this, I can keep you well informed as to the progress of this. Make sure you get some grease on these roundy bits as well, but not on that bit. Don't do that bit for grease. It's the frictiony bit. There were some schools of thought that saying that now they've done away with asbestos, this is one of the reasons why they screech so much, because of the metallic pads. I don't know. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's really true. But just out of interest, I think when it's a nice sunny day, it's been raining for the last 3 days and it's really pissy, you know, everything you want to do is outside. They actually have a town called Asbestos here in Quebec, and it's where they used to mine all the asbestos. Just have a check around my community, my little local area, and you'll find it, Google it. And I tell you what, we'll take the 110 out and we'll have a drive up there and I'll show you the mine. It's absolutely incredible. It's like an open mine. It's like they have in Australia, you know, they just go round and round and round in a circle. It's huge. Canada was, when I came here, Canada was the only country in the world that was promoting asbestos because they were mining it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? It was ever so funny. Yeah. Apparently it's the blue and the green asbestos that's the nasty stuff. So I've been told. The white asbestos is alright, you can eat it. No, you can't. No, don't eat it. I was just joking. Right, so I've greased up that shim. I'm going to pop it in. Like I said, the little things go to the bottom. Where's the other shim? Here it is. Now, again, these are made from stainless steel. Probably because they don't rust. But you see, a lot of people put like brick pads in and stuff like this, and they don't come with the shims. They have that little shitty bit stuck right on the back, which doesn't really do much at all. I don't know. Does it work? I don't know. You may be able to just pick out the outline there where the actual piston has been pushing. So this opening here has something to do with it, where it moves. Something in the way it moves. George Harrison must have been doing his brakes when he wrote that song. I'm going to put the pins in, and then I'm going to do the other side, and we'll take this on a run. But it's interesting to see how that anti-squeal pad had just worn away to nothing after 250 kilometres. See ya.